bubble gum in a beer. Have you ever heard anything as ridiculous in your life? Well, today we've got this Tiny Rebel tropical fruit bubblicious, and it is a tropical fruit and bubblegum wheat double IPA, rocking in at a huge 8.2%. But what's it going to taste like? Bubblegum? Let's check the review to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to be reviewing this beer from Tiny Rebel. Now this is one of their beers, part of their birthday celebration. It was in their birthday box. A little while ago we did some of the smaller beers, and I've got two of the larger ones here. Now this is quite a big one. It's a wheat dipper, and it's a 8.3%. 8.2%. Can't even read that properly. You can just about read it there. 8.2%. It's in this very sort of striking can, and it's got like a funny sort of texture on it as well. So it's almost like slightly raised. Tropical fruit bubblicious. So this has got obviously flavours of tropical fruit and bubblegum in a wheat double IPA. Sounds really interesting. Could it be, could it be the next best thing in beer? Who knows? Let's get this cracked open into a glass and see what it's like. So wheat beer, not necessarily a massive fan of. Double IPAs, well, sometimes they can be a little bit strong, but I've just popped the can open, I haven't poured it into the glass, and I'm getting that smell of bubblicious bubblegum. There's no denying it. Straight away you can smell the bubblegum sort of aromas in this. But beer in a glass looks pretty damn good. Really deep sort of orange. Yeah, it's deep orange with a two-finger sort of very compacted, just off white head. Looks absolutely spectacular. Let's go in for some proper aroma. Yeah, I'm getting big aromas of that, of bubblegum. And if any of you remember, certainly when I was a kid, used to get bubblicious bubblegum. You used to get a little sticker or a little card in there, a little comic book thing. That is what it smells like. I don't know if you can still get that now, but I'm sure you can buy bubblegum. And that's the overwhelming smell, really. I'm getting a very slight whiff of banana, which is something that you do sometimes get with wheat beer. And I'm definitely getting those sort of banana sort of aromas as well. So bubblegum, banana. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, everyone. Definitely getting those an overall tropical sort of flavour. But just as you think, oh, what's those tropical fruits? Wham! This big bubblegum flavour comes flowing in. And it sort of wraps itself around the tongue and doesn't really let go, really. And that, it's a bit overpowering to me. Yes, I'm also getting a lot of that sort of wheat beer characteristics, that sort of banana type of flavour in there as well. But it's... it tastes, there's also a sort of a real dankness in it as well. And the bubblegum to me is just too overpowering. It's a little bit quirky having this bubblegum flavour. And you do get certain hops that can give off a slight sort of bubblegum flavour, but this is overpowering. It's quite strong. There's a little bit of hop burn there as well. Let's see, I don't know if it actually tells us what hops are on it. No, it doesn't actually tell us the hops in it. There is some writing, but it's so the way that it's been put together, there's no way you can read that really. So I'm not sure what hops are in it. Yeah, I wouldn't say it tasted like 8 points. It's quite obviously alcoholic, but there's more of a sort of hop burn in there. So I'm going in again. Yeah, the tropical is a real sort of dank flavour. So you're getting quite a lot of those sort of stone fruits in there. peaches, apricots, mango. But the bubblegum sort of what comes in almost like in waves. And then you got this banana flavour over the top of that as well. And it's a little bit disconcerting, really. And then at the back end, I can still taste it now. There's like it's a burn, but it's not, it doesn't burn as in strong alcohol burn, but it's like that hot burn. And it's quite unpleasant, to be honest. You know, we've had hot burns, but you get hot burns in certain beers. If they're too fresh, you get them. This isn't, I wouldn't say this would be overly fresh. I mean, I say that, but it's, looking at the can, it's best before the 5th of February 22. So I presume it's probably canned on the 5th of February. It's only about, I mean, it's 5 or 6 weeks ago, you know, so it's not, you wouldn't say it's perfectly green, but there is a real hot burn that really ruins the enjoyment of it. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to finish the whole lot. No. For me, the flavour is just overwhelming with bubblegum, banana, and this sort of burn. You can't describe it as anything else but a hot burn right at the back end. That means it doesn't taste fresh, doesn't taste fruity, you don't get a refreshment from it. It's really quite unpleasant. Sorry, Tiny Rebel, but this ain't going to score well. But let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for the Tiny Rebel. What's it actually called? Tropical Fruit and Bubblegum Wheat Double IPA, coming at 8.3%. It's called Tropical Fruit Bubblicious. And spoiler alert, it ain't going to score that high. First things first though, aroma. Well, when I first popped open the can, you got a nice sort of bubblegum aroma, and it was quite nice. And then when I smell it here, yeah, the bubblegum is really, really overpowering. I can't describe how overpowering of bubblegum. It's not like a slight whiff of bubblegum. It's just really, really as if someone has taken a bubblegum and wrapped it across your nose. It really is strong smelling and bubblegum. And there's also a hint of banana that's sort of a bit weird with bubblegum, and you're thinking, this is beer and I'm getting banana and a sort of sweet bubblegum sort of aroma. It's not unpleasant, it's different, and it's certainly nice and strong. So I'm giving it 13 for aroma. Appearance-wise, well, again, looks pretty good. It's a nice deep orange colour. We've got a nice lace in the glass. We've got, the head is still retained there, which is not too bad, which is pretty good really for a double IPA. Looks pretty good. I'm giving it a solid 8 out of 10 for appearance. Now, this is when we start going downhill. So flavour-wise, well, I don't want to, usually when I say flavour-wise and then for effect, I sort of have a sip just to then describe it straight away, but I don't really want to do that because it is not that pleasant. Like the aromas, it's got a huge, huge flavour of bubblegum. It's so overwhelming that you know there's some tropical fruits in there, stone fruits in there, but the bubblegum is so overpowering, it's all sort of washes away, and it's difficult to really pick out those tropical sort of flavours. Then you've got this added banana flavour coming in as well. It's almost like, well, why don't we just do a bubblegum IPA, bubblegum tropical IPA? But no, we'll put a wheat beer in it. So it's almost like, let's mix up as many different things as we can and hope something comes out that's good. But unfortunately, they all sort of backfire against each other. The bubblegum is an overpowering taste. Then you've got banana, which is still quite a strong taste that's coming in. Then you've got these mangoes and apricots and peaches, and then this dankness. And then just when you're thinking, I want some fruit, I want some real tropical fruit that's fresh and citrusy as well, you don't get any of that. Then you get this sort of dankness, and then to follow that up, you get this sort of real strong hot burn that just makes you want to put the beer down and think, I don't want to have another taste of that. So really unpleasant and I just don't think the flavours work at all. So I'm giving it 23 out of 40 for flavour. It's probably one of the lowest scoring flavours I've ever given, but it's at that point where I don't even want to taste it anymore. Value for money, This was a £5 can of beer. Not great. I'm giving it 6 out of 10 for value. Yes, it's 8.3%. It's a double IPA. You usually would expect to pay more than that for a double IPA, but it's just so unpleasant that I just can't give it too high. 6 for value. And then my overall experience, well, £5 can of beer. I've literally taken 3 sips from it. And I'm probably not going to take any more. It'll be a sink pour, this one. And I don't like pouring beer down the sink. A little part of me dies inside when I pour beer down the sink. But it's just undrinkable for me. Bubblegum, banana, dankness, hot burn, just doesn't really do it for me at all. So my overall experience out of 20, I can only give it 8. And the only points I'm giving it really there is the fact that the smell's quite nice, and it's trying to do something, but it just backfires in so many ways. So we top those scores up, we get 58. This is not even a Bon Jovi beer. It's been a while, but this is the Coldplay of beers. It's certainly not bland. You can't call it bland, but it is horrible, and you must avoid it. So, Tiny Rebel, Bubblicious, Tropical Fruit Bubblicious. Anyone else tried it? What do you think? Maybe I had a bad can of it, but to me, it's just too much. Too much bubble gum, not enough tropical fruit, too much hot burn, too much dankness. Where's the freshness? So, hope you enjoyed that video, and until the next one, you know what you're going to do. Keep on rocking.